Being 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Would you join me in the pledge of the flag, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Lynn, call the roll, please.
Ms. Vanderwater?
Here.
Ms. Westbiak? Here. Mr. Tupper?
Here.
Ms. Dickman?
Here.
Mr. Dudzinski?
Here.
Ms. Saban?
Here.
Mr. Sykes?
Here. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular town board meeting from June 4th.
Moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions, changes?
No.
Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 1 is a public hearing on local law D 2019, amending the town code to allow E1 use as commercial indoor storage or wholesaling in a BRB zone. Entertain a motion to recess the regular meeting and go into public hearing mode to hear comments about the BRB zone.
Moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Kevin, would you explain this, what is being done here?
Well, basically, we have what we call a BRB zone, and it's a transitional zone. It's supposed to be kind of like between residential and non-residential uses. And what we're doing is now adding self-storage units, which are a minimal impact commercial type use, to that classification, so that among the other uses that are allowed, now you could have a self-storage facility.
And there's only 2 of these BRB zones in the entire town, and they're both very small areas. So, with that, anyone wishing to speak in favor of this local law? Andy?
Quick question, and I think it was addressed the town board about this. The town board actually doesn't have any control of what is stored.
That's
Am I
correct.
Do you guys want to talk about what we want to have stored?
I don't think it's up to us to determine what's stored, what a person decides to put into a storage unit.
Okay.
Anything else, Andy? Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed to this local law? Hearing none, entertain a motion to recess that, or end that public hearing and go into public hearing. We'll stay in public hearing mode for E 2019. Zone change from R40 to PUD for the Seneca neighborhood. Entertain a motion to that effect.
Move. I'll second. Sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Kevin, would you explain the PUD and what that all means? Not seeing the developers here yet.
Well, they said they were coming. Anyway, yeah, what it does is it allows for a readjustment of the development. The overall area has to meet and density. The overall density has to meet the underlying density, but it allows some flexibility in terms of setbacks and front yards and widths, and allows you to group some of the units together. In this case, the townhome section over there, or the patio homes, and then allows for the rest, to have the individual single-family homes as well. So it's a more of a flexible development scheme that allows developers to build out a whole plan.
And this was zoned R40, or is right now, this minute, zoned R40.
Yes.
They could have built houses in there with the infrastructure the same as this 193 home development. And the town would have to take care of the same amount of infrastructure regardless if it was R40 or PUD. So we get more tax dollars from a PUD, obviously, to help support the infrastructure when the time comes for repairs and maintenance and everything.
And after the zone change, this will be going back to the planning board, and the planning board will be looking at site plans and subdivision approvals.
Right.
So there's going to be a once-over when it gets to the planning board stage, which is the nuts and bolts of the project.
Right.
And with the PUD, it doesn't have to be just, it's mixed use, meaning it could be various size zone lots, but it doesn't have to be commercial and residential.
Commercial and residential mix is one option, but it's principally designed now and principally used in central New York, just like this one's being proposed, which is a mixture of single-family homes and patio homes or townhomes. And I think the idea here was, if I remember correctly, they thought there'd be a market for senior housing with the patio homes and the townhomes, and then there's plenty of homes available, single-family homes for people that might want to have a single-family home. You know, a little bit less lawn to mow, and there's an HOA involved, so some of the common areas, or all the common areas, will be maintained by the HOA.
Well, I apologize, the developers aren't here. Andy?
Is this an appropriate time for citizen comments of concern, especially about the comment that the attorney made about the green areas and maintenance of the HOA and how much space is being allotted to the patio homes? Because there seems to be some confusion as to that. There's a lot of homes, and I think there's some other people that would like to speak if they have an opportunity.
Yeah, we'll have pro and against, and kind of hoping they get here. Everybody knows what this project's all about, correct? There's anybody that's got any questions, general questions on the overall project, hoping they'll walk through the door and do a presentation.
My question, the term townhouse keeps getting used here. I don't believe there are any townhouses in the project.
Well, they're called patio homes, I think.
No, they're all single-family homes.
Everything
Yeah.
there is a single family.
Yes.
But generally speaking, it's also used in townhome developments.
Well, that seems confusing. Are they going, they've opted for, I think it's probably clear for use for apartments back here on this development, which is the same developers. Should we address that as a question in this development as to apartments versus patio or town?
There are no apartments in this development. It's either privately owned patio homes.
Here, though.
This is not the same developer as the golf course back here.
I apologize if I'm confused.
This one back here was approved for apartments. They're now changing the townhouse style too.
Okay. Thank you.
And in this development, they're all single-family homes. They're, I don't want to say single, they're all single-family. Some of them are patio home styles, and some are you select your style of a single-family home.
Now, they'll all be owned by the
Individually owned.
property owners.
Yeah.
They won't be owned by somebody and then rented to people.
Again, you'll still have an HOA involved.
Correct.
Who would be running the homeowners association?
The developer.
Well, right now, what we put in, if this is going to go through, that the HOA, Homeowners Association, has to be managed by a professional management company, land use property management company, for both the patio home section and for the single-family home section.
And who would choose this management
The
team to
developer.
do this?
The developer and the board of directors who are residents in the HOAs. Yeah.
And they're going to be registered with the state. It's not going to be a fly-by-night outfit.
Right.
It will go in front of the planning board, too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, we had enough question to ask that you got here so you can do a presentation.
Okay.
Okay?
Sorry about that, kid. Am I on?
You're on.
You're
All
on.
right. Brandon Jacobson, Brolex Properties, 5912 North Burdick Street, East Syracuse, New York.
So we have the plan for the subdivision for two different types of products. The first product being traditional single-family housing with a HOA that would take care of the detention areas and green space. They call it a de minimis HOA, which is usually a one-time fee once a year. What that does is, usually the new home buyers usually contribute to that, and then once a year we collect, just so the guys can come in and cut the areas down and make sure that they're in good working standards. The second is more of a, we call it Class A HOA, which is a full-on lawn care, once a year do the gardens, once a year, and then your snow removal. And we're trying to have kind of this, I would say, the product we want to be consistent throughout. So we're looking to have similar products there, so that that's why when you look in the, as I would call it, on the left side of the diagram, it looks similar plot plans. It's not identical housing, but we do want to have similar sidings. There's only going to be a few colors to choose from, and because we want to have that look throughout the community that it identifies. With the single families, obviously, you have some restrictions throughout. There'll be some deed restrictions.
I understand they're probably as stringent as Radisson's?
No.
No?
No, I don't think we're going to be that stringent since there's fencing and things like that. I know Radisson's very, very stringent when they come to, if a certain type of fence, this is allowed, that's not. We will have some restrictions as far as, parking boats and things like that in the neighborhood, just because we want good neighbors, and I think it helps people when they understand going into the property where they stand. But you also have to give the freedom. It's your own personal property. And if, with the other HOA called the more full-on Class A HOA, that will have much more restrictions. You won't be able to have pools. You won't be able to have swing sets in the backyard because they have to mow and take care of it. It's only fair to be a good neighbor.
And how many houses are going to be in that Class A HOA?
I think what's proposed there is 68 units. If I can't see it.
72?
I was thinking 72.
Changed it to 72 patio homes, 125 on the single families.
Okay.
And again, the lots are very similar in the HOA because for the Class A area, the patio homes, because it's a similar product. We'll still maintain that 25-foot of separation. That was the goal there. As well as on the single families, we have much more variety. After talking to the planning board and going through the process, we wanted it so that, there's going to be a variety in lot costs. I mean, obviously, the bigger lots will be a little bit more, smaller lots will be a little bit less, and that'll give some variety throughout the neighborhood as well.
Okay. With that, we'll start the hearing then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this local law? Seeing none, anyone opposed to this local law? Andy?
Well, I kind of fall on one side of it. I'm not necessarily opposed. I was wondering if the developer could share.
Andy, excuse me, can you use the mic, please, and state your name and address?
Yep. Andrew Bowes, 116 Hunter Drive. And I was wondering if the developer could explain a little more about his green space, how it's rationed across the development. Thank you for being clear on HOAs, the two different sections. Because you mentioned that the green space can be maintained by the HOA once a year, that's a little on the light side. But I was wondering if you'd actually show us where they are now.
So, again, and I'm sure if you're familiar with the property, when you come in this drive, we call it the traditional HOA community, it's very close to the existing drive at the Seneca Golf Course. And obviously, you've got some topo issues, I would say. There's some significant dips there in that existing creek that's right on this side. And so what we did is we wanted to leave that preserve that gives these really deep lots. And so this will obviously be taken care of by the HOA, but you've got almost 300 feet of depth there before it hits the other neighborhood. Same thing here with the middle. We want to have this kind of be a natural area because it gives everybody a common privacy, some privacy, but it's a nice common area there. When we get to this area, you've got a drainage easement that's going to potentially run through the backyards of both these.
Is that the lowest part of the property?
I would say this over here, these two corners, they kind of lend themselves, if you go on the property, they lend themselves to the drainage. Just you know, in the development world, you don't want to fight Mother Earth, you want to work with it. And that's why we feel that the water will naturally go this way, obviously, you know, the river being on the rear side here. But we'll have some drainage easements that will have to go in these backyards. In case there is any issues, we'll be able to get there and be able to address that. So again, that will give you that natural, or I shouldn't say natural, you'll have your property lines in between there, but we'll have access in case there's an issue with the drainage. Back here on Henderson, we plan on leaving this tree line and leaving this buffer. One is because I feel now that the neighbors on Henderson would want that, but two, I think the neighbors that are buying here would want that, and people want privacy. So, and it obviously costs less, and it's hard, you know, it's not as difficult for us to clear the land. So, any other questions on the green space?
Just the last one. I remember one of the previous meetings that you guys offered at the prompting of the town board to have one tree per house.
Yep.
Is that something that is codified, or?
That'll be part of the planning board process when they get before
Thank you.
them again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we're not gonna let them plant them during the dead of summer when nobody waters them.
There's and actually a couple of things, just on the trees I can touch on. So, you know, obviously, when you start to put the roads into this, sometimes the trees don't do as well, but on the perimeter of the property, you want to keep as many as possible. I mean, it's got a great setting as it is. We want to maintain that. You know, again, being a developer that's being a good neighbor is just as important because that helps the salability of the project. You know, I think you can't keep it wide open. People don't want a lot of those type of lots, so.
Okay, anyone else opposed to this local law? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing and go back into regular session. Is there a,
So moved.
I'll second it.
no?
I think she had a question.
You sure you?
I don't like it, but, okay, one question. April Shad from 116 Mark Drive. The area that you call the green space over on the right-hand side,
Yes.
is that like a retention pond?
Are you referring to just the perimeter or the corner?
The corner.
Yeah, the corner, the detention basin, so to speak, yes, that would be,
Who's going to maintain that?
the HOA will. That's what, there's two HOAs, so there's two classes of HOA.
Okay.
So that's, we don't want to burden the town with that responsibility. So what we're going to have is those homeowners, 126 homeowners, will have a one-time fee when they purchase their home, and then a once-a-year small HOA fee between $30 and $55, and that will go towards the maintenance of those detention basins.
Now, when you say retention, is that going to have a fence around it? Is it?
There again, that's a planning board issue to be
Okay.
addressed at the
Well, my
planning board.
concern is, because my house is right on the other side,
Mhm.
you know, and we have enough mosquitoes from the swamp. So unless that's going to have running water, you're going to have an issue. And I also wondered, are these, any of these homes having basements?
All basements.
Yeah, all basements.
Even the patio homes?
Correct. Yeah, a lot of the patio homes, especially on the left-hand side, when you're working with the grade, will actually have a lot of walkout basements because, again, you're going to have to slope down, you don't want to fight the grade,
So
so.
I'll have more wood chips. Because you're digging up their homes.
That I don't know.
You're gonna be your rabbit and everything else is food.
Well, I already got all that.
Anyone else opposed? And then we're going to close the hearing. Okay. Again, entertain a motion to close the hearing, go back into regular session.
And I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 1 for action is action on local law D-2019. That's the BRB and allowing commercial indoor storage or wholesaling in that zone. Entertain a motion to adopt local law D-2019.
Moved.
Second.
Discussion? Yeah, we got comments back from county planning, and they said there would be no detrimental effects on the community overall with this. If there's no comments, we'll vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Roll call.
I'm sorry, roll call.
Ms. Anna Vanderwater?
Yes.
Ms. Lesniak?
Yes.
Mr. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Dickman?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Ms. Saban?
Yes.
Mr. Science?
Yes. All set. Okay, moving along. Number 2, action on local law E 2019. Entertain a motion to adopt local law E 2019.
Moved.
Second.
Discussion?
The board, the Land Use Committee has met with the developer on numerous occasions. Originally, this was planned for 206 homes. It's down to 193. There was supposed to be commercial on there. That has been scrapped. And I know the property, the golf course itself, was for sale over 3 years, looking for somebody to buy it and keep it as a golf course. And they just never got anybody. They went out asking people to take it over and to buy it from them, and nobody stepped up to the plate to do that. So,
Anyone else?
I would just add that the planning board process is another opportunity if you have concerns about the project and things that you want the developer to put in. You know, what you mentioned about the fencing, or maybe that needs a fountain to keep the water moving for the mosquitoes, but that's another opportunity to weigh in on the project too.
Do I need to go up there? Sandra Brown, 104 Henderson Boulevard. You just mentioned 193, but just a few minutes ago, I heard that there's 72 patio homes and 125 singles, so that's 197.
I thought it was 121 single-family homes.
I missed, I read the old one, I apologize.
Okay.
Okay. Again, that we had county comments come back. The county planning board resolved, determined that this referral would have no significant adverse intercommunity or countywide implications. They did outline a bunch of notes that they would like addressed. The developer has done that in an addendum to the original EAF, environmental assessment form. The board has reviewed that and is comfortable with bringing this to the agenda tonight for passage with that addendum on there. So unless anyone else has got any other comments, Kevin?
Mr. Supervisor, also county planning, when they made that list of considerations or comments,
Right.
they suggested that they be addressed in the next stage of the review process, which is when it goes back to the planning board.
Right. Right.
On that sidewalks, I think around that, and that's when it comes back up in front of the planning board.
Yeah, I don't know as we're talking sidewalks internally in the track, but
The county, I think, from what I read from the notes, said sidewalks within.
They're not required, they're just
Yeah.
suggested for further.
yes, they're suggested
That's all.
one sidewalk along parallel with Route 48 that would head toward the plaza may be requested. We've got to, when it gets to the planning board stages, I'll be talking to the developer, because I believe there'll be people that want to walk down to the Big M or down there for various things that go on in that plaza. So that may be questionable during the planning board stages, so. Anyone else? All's in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
Ms. Vanderwater?
Yes.
Ms. Lesniak?
Yes.
Mr. Tucker?
yes.
Ms. Dickman?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.
Ms. Saban?
Yes.
Mr. Science?
Yes. Okay. Approval, number 3 is approval for the town clerk to renew software maintenance agreement with BAS for August 19th through August 2020 at a cost of $1,830. Entertain a motion to that effect?
Moved.
Second.
Lynn, you got anything to add?
Thank you.
It's budgeted.
It's budgeted.
These are all budgeted.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4 is authorize the supervisor to execute agreement with Costello, Cooney, and Farron for additional legal services outside the annual agreement. Entertain a motion to that effect.
Move. I'll second.
Got a second? Okay.
2.
Any discussion? We have upcoming labor negotiations, and this is what this is regarding. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 is consider a fence waiver for 64 Cross Country Drive. Entertain a motion to
That's
approve
type
that.
2 action for secret purposes?
Yes. Entertain a motion to approve the fence waiver.
It's your turn. I'll make that.
Second.
Any discussion? Jason, you've been out to look at these.
Yes, this is up in Sun Meadows. Another property has a 60-foot drainage easement back there in one of the original sections. Our drainage is in the first 15 feet of that 60 feet, and the rest is their yard, basically. This house planted at some point 4 large pine trees in the backyard. What they want to do is put 3 sections of fence between those 4 pine trees. That's nowhere near our drainage easements. There's no impact. Just a screen from 690 is what they're looking for.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6 is consider a fence waiver for 76 Cross Country Drive. Entertain a motion.
Again, a type 2.
Type 2,
Secret.
secret. Consider fence waiver for 76 Cross Country Drive. Entertain a motion.
Second.
Discussion. Again, Jason.
Another property with 60-foot drainage easement. They're kind of on a curve, so their easement follows the curve. What they want to do is have a rectangular backyard, so they're asking for a 13-foot extension into the near corner of that, the easement. So it doesn't affect our drainage facilities, and it doesn't extend, it only extends into that one corner of the easement.
And it can be removed if we ever do need to get in there.
And that's what the waiver is. It's Town Boyd recognizing that they're authorizing us, or allowing us to tear down their fence if it gets in our way.
And they would have to put it back up at their cost.
If they want to back up, yes.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7 is consider approval of the 284 agreement with the highway superintendent. Entertain a motion to that effect.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
For the audience, the town board has to annually do an agreement with the town highway superintendent that the roads he's going to pave and do various surface treatments on will be paid for by the town board. He acts independently, but we have to have this agreement to make sure that he's not spending money that we haven't authorized, so it works both ways.
Required by state.
Yes, and it's required. So we have before us basically the paving that will be done, Seneca Knolls and Village Green. Well, Doug, you got it there. Why don't you explain it?
Sure. In Seneca Knolls and Village Green, there's several roads, Rufus Circle, Margaret Circle, Mays Road, Timwood Drive, Farwood Drive, Cheerwood Drive, Finwood Drive, Birchwood Boulevard, and Cedarwood Boulevard are all getting a Cape Seal surface treatment, which that's a 2-part process. The first part is, even though that's not what it is anymore, but it's the old traditional, what people think of as oil and stone. It's now a polymerization with 1A chipped stones that go on that gets rolled with a pneumatic roller. Couple days later, gets swept up. 10 to 14 days later, we cover that up with a micropave surface to give it a nice smooth surface. It works great with a lot of roads that have cracking and whatnot. The chip seal works into the stones. It's a great coating and so on. You just have to bear with that stone and a little bit of dust for a couple weeks, but we get it cleaned up as fast as we possibly can. Harbor Heights, we're doing a couple of different things up there. Some roads, Cumain Road, Fisherman's Creek, Cumain Road West, Buccaneer Boulevard, Southgate Road, and Kid Cove are getting a mill and fill with a hot mix paving of that section. The 3 roads that are left of the old, for lack of a better word, the older section of Harbor Heights, which is Lanyard Lane, Commodore Circle, and Submarine Court, are getting a fiber microsurface treatment. Just because those roads are in good shape, it's just another method of surface treatment to extend the life of the road. And then Connors Road up on, we've done this in sections, from West Sorrel Hill down to Route 31, is getting a scratch coat with a fiber micropave overlay over that. And like I said, we've started at Van Buren Road and are progressively working our way out that section. And that's about it.
And you're doing this short section of Ellsworth right
I
here.
apologize about that. The village
Village is taking care of Ellsworth. We tagged right along with them and just finished up, so we don't have seams and everything, finished right up to Van Buren Road, so that's all one nice, it'll be one nice smooth section for it.
And the 2019 budget, the town board allotted an extra $100,000 for road work to enable this to
Yes,
be done.
thank you very much. This is quite a large mileage that we're doing this year and getting a lot covered up, so it's good. Thank you.
Okay, any more discussion? No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council Committee reports and comments. MF.
The Land Use Committee met earlier this evening. We're working on the solar laws that we're going to be putting, solar law that we're going to be putting into place. Our next meeting will be on July 9th, 19 at 5 p.m. prior to the planning board meeting. And also, I'm trying to get with the homeowners associations 2 and 3 in Village Green to find out if they will allow Verizon Fios to actually put their system into those. I understand from homeowners down there that those people don't have any option of getting Fios. So I've been in contact with Verizon Fios already, and we're trying to figure out who to contact so that we can get that service over there. And that's it.
Good. Wendy.
I just want to thank Doug and his department in advance of getting the road work started for the summer. There are some serious issues with the potholes on some of the neighborhood roads, so I know our neighbors are going to be really pleased that this construction's starting, and hopefully it won't take too long. Thanks.
Well, I'm delighted too to hear about it, and glad a lot of this is going to start tomorrow. So by the time anybody views the PAC-B recording of this meeting, maybe their road will be finished or close to it. So delighted. And we hope certainly people find Van Buren Park. If you know of new families in your neighborhood or somebody that you're acquainted with or anything, there's a wonderful pool up there and tennis courts, pavilion. I mean, there's all kinds of things. So if you hadn't found, or even want to walk, if you haven't found the park yet, it's not like it's on the main drag, so you've got to go looking for it. But we would hope that you'd avail yourself to it. It's one of the gems, I think, of our town, and most towns don't have anything like this. So.
Brand new refurbished pool.
Yeah.
And the pool just opened on Saturday.
It will, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Rain or snow.
Okay. Ron.
No, nothing.
Darcy.
Nothing.
Howard.
No, but I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Ruth Troy, the director of our Cantonwood Senior Center. Thank you.
Take a little bit of your time understanding.
Okay. Very
Thank you
good.
for coming.
Let's see here. Doug.
I just want to add two quick things. I forgot about on a 284 agreement that in case anybody hasn't been outside, it's been a very wet spring. That being said, everyone, not just our township, all townships, all municipalities, as well as vendors are very, very far behind on construction already this early in the year. That being said, that's the reason why this all came about within the past 2 days. We're starting work tomorrow in Harbor Heights as far as milling. We will try and get, as things get scheduled now, I will get the notice out to residents as quickly as possible. But I apologize ahead of time to those that aren't getting the notice. That's the reasoning that we just, if we get availability, we're going to take it to make sure we try and get our work done for everybody. And secondly, I forgot what the second one was.
We can come back to you.
Come back to me if I think about it. I'll let you know. Thank you.
I want to announce there's a document shredding event going to be at the fairgrounds on the 13th of July, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Okra and Assemblyman Magnarelli and Covanta, and there's several sponsors of that. So getting rid of your documents in a secure fashion, you can go down there. They'll allow up to 5 boxes per person. So the other thing, sidewalk project on Downer Street is completed. There's been some misinformation going out on social media regarding that people's taxes are going to go up and this and that and the other thing. That was a secured grant through former Senator DeFrancisco. We're just getting around to installing those now. Also, the same thing on Maple Road, probably done, I'm guessing, by the end of the week if the weather cooperates. There's a short stretch there. There again, that was a grant that was obtained through Assemblyman Magnarelli's office. So it's not local tax dollars doing those. So that's all I've got. Jason, you got anything?
Just clarification on it, there's still some asphalt work and some grading work to be done on the Downer Street sidewalk.
Asphalt work?
Yep, but the sidewalk itself is completed and open for
Okay.
use.
Anything else?
Nope. Doug has something.
Doug remembered.
Light bulb went off. Secondly, like I said, with us being behind and these projects coming up quickly, there are, if your road wasn't listed, we still do have some pothole repairs to be done. Please, if you notice one and it doesn't look like we're paying attention to it, please call it in. We will gladly get it taken care of. And if you have something, some problem, whatever, I can't guarantee that we'll be able to help you, but I can guarantee we can take a look at it. If there's any viable option that we have that we can help you, please contact our department so we'll try to get it taken care of for you.
Good. Kevin?
Nothing additional.
Lynn? Citizens' comments. I know at least Ruth wants to speak.
As Howard, Councilor Tupper mentioned, I'm Ruth Troy. I'm the director of Canton Woods. Most of you I know and hello. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. Just want to give you a quick update. The Canton Woods annual report for 2018 was emailed to Supervisor Sykes and Councilor Tupper recently, as well as the Lysander Town Supervisor and the mayor and their representatives to our board. So they have that information, and I will also forward it to Lynn so that she has it for anyone else.
The board received it as well. I forwarded it on to them.
All right, so everyone's good. All right, thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. As you know, it was our 40th anniversary, and so it was a big year for the senior center, and Supervisor Sykes was there when we celebrated that, so we were happy to have 40 years of good service to the seniors of Baldwinsville. So summer's underway at the senior center, and we're busy. Just want to share a few quick things. May was Older Americans Month, which is a big month for us as well. We had an art show displaying the works of our folks that come there for art group, and they had their reception and show, which we've been doing for about 3 years. And also we have a wellness event that takes place in May where lots of information, folks come in, provide information for the seniors, and it's all health and wellness directed activities. So that happened in May as well. Also, our summer entertainment series kicked off with a patriotic concert by our own Baldwinsville Community Band and the Village Singers, and we have several other concerts planned throughout the summer. And you'll see us out and about, staff and volunteers at the local community events, the market coming up, the music on the island. I was at Seneca River Days, sort of blowing around a bit on Saturday, but we had a good day, so we're out in the community promoting the senior center. Just wanted to be aware. And both of our major fundraisers will be coming up in August. On August 5th is our car show. That's a Monday evening. Please come join us. And in September, which is National Senior Center Month, we have our Walk for the Woods, and that's September 21st. It's a Saturday morning, so we invite you all to join us for that. And thank you for your continued support of our center and the folks that use the facility.
Anyone on the board got any questions?
I was just going to suggest you share those with Lynn. She can put them up on our website, too.
And also, I'd be happy to forward our newsletter to you, which I do post on the village site, but I'd be happy to put it on for you and also put it on that. All right, thank you very much.
And Ruth, if somebody wants to join and they live in Van Buren, the Village, or Lysander, what would be the cost to join?
Okay, so just to clarify, we don't use the word membership, we use a building use fee because the philosophy is that it's supporting the actual building. And so if you live in either the town of Lysander or the town of Van Buren and you are 60 years or older, there is no user fee for you to come to the programs at the center. There may be a fee for a particular class or something, but there is no user fee. Guests that come from Clay or Geddes or other adjacent towns do pay $25 for a year to participate and be at the center. Now, I do have to explain that the exception to that is the senior nutrition program, which is a county program. Anybody in the county 60 years or older comes into that program, and if they are coming specifically and exclusively to have lunch, then we cannot charge them a user fee. So, anybody else have any other questions?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Okay, next order of business is call for an executive session on a collective bargaining agreement issue. Entertain a motion to recess into executive session.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We don't anticipate any action coming out. You're welcome to wait if you want. If you're going to leave, thank you for coming and have a good week.
Thank you.